I did it. I finally got the whiskey I have been chasing for years. Oh my goodness, it was a great feeling. Now, which whiskey was it and where did I find it? Well, you have to stick to the end to find out. But of course, along the way, I'm gonna tell you all the bottles I passed on, I missed on, and I purchased the last couple of months, along with all the prices and locations, so hopefully you guys can find them as well. So hold on to your seats because it's gonna be one great ride.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Whiskey. My name is David. And as always, if you go to any of these stores because of this video, just let them know Whiskey Bank sent you. It doesn't really help me get anything cool, but it does make me feel great when they say, hey, you know what? Somebody came in, saw your video and got this great whiskey, because it feels like I'm helping the small mom and pop stores in the area. And I'm also helping people find great whiskeys at good prices. So if you could do that, that would be great. Oh, and before we go on to the bottles, I'm gonna tell you about two great sales going on right now in Southern California. Oh, they also ship to multiple states, so maybe this will help you out as well. The first one is gonna be at High Times in Costa Mesa. Right now, they're having 10% off all American whiskeys. All of them, or I guess most of them, I believe. So it doesn't reflect on their website, but if you add it to cart, you will see it in the checkout screen. And of course, if you go to the store, you will get that 10% off at the cashiers. So that's a great deal. So for instance, like the Evan Williams 12-year 101. Now overseas, that's an international version or distillery only, and sometimes you can get it cheaper somewhere else. But usually in the States, that goes for like $150, $200 just because it's so rare. But right now they're having it for $115 and you get that 10% off. So if you're ever looking for that or any other great deals, this might be the time to do it. The second one is gonna be at Cypress Craft up in Cypress, California. They're right now having a price match of all independent liquor stores in Orange County, I believe. So if an independent liquor store that's not a big chain like Bevmo or Total Wine advertises a price for a whiskey that is lower than them and it's both in stock, well, they will match it for you. So hopefully these two deals will help you save some money. All right, let's get on to the bottles. And first, the ones I passed on, or the ones I had a chance to buy, but I decided to pass it for whatever reason, and I'll tell you the reasons why. And the first whiskey I passed on, well, I really want to find one. I wasn't able to find last year's version at a reasonable price, and so this year I'm really looking forward to it, but it comes in a lot of bundles. And let's be honest, I have too much whiskey to buy bundles, especially of ones I'm probably not gonna drink for a long time. It's going to be the Michter's 10-year, both the bourbon and the rye. Now, the first bundle I passed on is gonna be from Cork Don Stearns and Cork Busy up in Long Beach, and it's gonna be the Michter's 10 bundle with 3 regular Michters. I believe you can choose your own Michters, but still, that comes in at $349. Now, if you calculate it, it's gonna be around a $220 Michter's 10 bourbon, which isn't so bad. But again, it does come with 3 other Michters and the total price is $350. So I had to pass on that. And the second bundle is gonna be the Michter's 10-year bourbon along with the Maker's Mark 2024. That comes in at $580. That's basically $300 each. Let's be honest, that's overpriced for both bottles if you just bought it individually, let alone together. So pass on that. And then there's a couple of Michter's 10 rye bundles that I saw. First from King's Liquor with just 1 additional Michter's for $250, which isn't so bad. But you still have to get that Michter's and I have to drive all the way to Corona, which is a very far drive. So passed on that. And the next whiskey I passed on, well, right now, this is the hottest thing going, right? The buff turkey. It's everywhere, it's expensive, and it sells out in seconds. But for me, I have one and I'm waiting for that perfect next buff turkey because let's be honest, these are so expensive. So it's gonna be the Augusta Buckner's 15-year, and this one's come at various proofs. And so the first one I found was at actually the Augusta Buckner's website for $319. Now this one's the highest proof I ever found at 331.5 proof. But again, it's $320 plus tax plus shipping. So even though I wanted to try it, that's a little too expensive. So passed on that one. The second one I saw is at High Proof up in Fullerton, and this one was the exact same price at $319. Now, since I could go to pick up this one, I don't have to pay shipping, but the proof was a little lower at 128.5, and I didn't know who picked it. So I really was just hesitant on this, and so I passed on that one. And then the last one. I know a lot of people are going to comment that I messed up and I should have got this one at this price. And so it's a little embarrassing, but I did pass up on the Augusta 15-year that was being sold at High Times in Costa Mesa for $319.99. Well, basically $300 or $320, right? But remember I told you about that sale? There's an additional 10% discount. So I could have got this for $288 plus tax with no shipping. And that's probably the best deal I'm gonna find on a single barrel buff turkey in a long time. But I just couldn't do it. And you know what? Sometimes it's just a lot of money. And you'll see from my purchases, I spent a lot of money. So I just couldn't spend this much. And maybe I'll regret it. I probably already am, but what can I do? Passed on. And the next whiskey I passed on, well, this one isn't available here in California. So if I really want it, I had to pay shipping fees. If you saw any of my videos before, you'll know I'm allergic to shipping fees. So that's why I passed on both of these deals. It's gonna be the 13th Colony Cask Strength Bourbon. And I found it in two places. First, it's gonna be at Seal Box for $100. Now, because these are so much in demand and they're limited, they run a lottery through EQL, which is great. I love that system. But they also charge $5 or 5% for a run fair fee. Plus their shipping, I believe it's like $20, $25. And plus there's tax. So it ends up being like a $140, $150 bottle. And do I want it that bad? No, and I'm not even guaranteed. It's a lottery, so I didn't enter that lottery. Second one is gonna be at Bourbon Outfitters, again for $100, but they charge $30 for shipping. And again, plus tax, it will be another $140, $150. So if I saw it on the shelf for $100 here, it would be an automatic buy. But because of the additional fees, I mean, it's not too much, but I just don't feel good. So pass. And the next whiskeys I passed on, well, this is more of like a market update. There's been a bunch of Buffalo Trace products that's just been dropping here in Southern California. And now because the MSRP or the prices have increased in a lot of these stores, they're just kind of sitting on the shelf. No one is picking up. Now, they do sell out over time, but it's not like what it was before, because last year at these prices, it would have sold out in seconds. It's gonna be the Eagle Rare, E.H. Taylor Small Batch, and the Blanton's. I mean, these are everywhere. I mean, I saw them in Total Wine. I believe Eagle Rare was like 53. The E.H. Taylor Small Batch was like 69, 70 bucks. And Blanton was like $98. And so those I believe are still on the shelf. Even a small liquor store like Great Press 2 down in Mission Viejo, they also have their Eagle Rare store pick for $50, and it's sitting on there. It's not moving. It's crazy. They also have the E.H. Taylor Small Batch for $70, but they also have the Straight Rye for $100 and the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, the newest batch 13 for $220. Now you could say that's expensive, but again, even as of last year, that would have just been gone. But right now, just sitting. And the last one I passed on, well, you know, the bourbon market is a little too hot and a little too pricey when you see prices like this. And I'll be honest with you, I am an absolute fan of this brand and I love everything that they do. But the pricing on these are kind of ridiculous. It's gonna be the Brook Hill 19-year-old coming in at $1,600 at sealbox.com. And the worst part, you have to enter a lottery in order to win it because it's in so much demand at $1,600. Now, it's from their character, it's Brook Hill, it's 19 years old. I'm pretty sure it'll be amazing. But $1,600 amazing. Plus, again, since it's a lottery, there's a $40 run fair fee plus shipping plus tax, right? So it ends up being like a $1,700, $1,800 bottle. And that's if you get chosen and the privilege to spend that money to get this bottle. I mean, maybe I'll taste it and I believe it's the best whiskey in the world and I regret it, but man, just looking at the outside, that's an easy pass for me. And now onto the bottles. I missed out on the ones I wanted to buy, but I was too slow or just couldn't get it. And the only bottles were actually River Roots. So they sent out an email saying, hey, these are the bottles available. It's like a flash trap or something like that. I was like, ooh. But then of course, as I said, I'm allergic to shipping fees. So I was like, I really want this, but I was trying to find a friend or two to kind of split the shipping. So I was willing to pay for it, but I was too slow and it sold out. So first one's gonna be the River Roots Double Oaked American Whiskey. I believe it was like 10 years, 11 months, Double Oaked American Whiskey coming in at $130. That sounds delicious. They also had a 10-year, 6-month Kentucky Straight Bourbon that was over 130 proof, again for $130. And I was like trying to get both and seeing if something. Of course, by the time I texted and did stuff like that, it was already sold out. So maybe it saved me a little bit of money, but I did miss it. And now finally to the bottles that I actually got. My whiskey haul for the last month or so. Now, it's gonna be a long list. I bought a lot of bottles, so again, hold on to your seats. And the first bottle I got, well, when you can help veteran charities for veterans, I guess, and their families, and you can get some great whiskeys, and you can help Discord members get those whiskey as well, you can't pass this up. It's gonna be 13 Colony Cash Drink. It was picked by Sean at Echoes of Eternity, and I got it through their Poor Decisions website for $85 a piece. Now, the cool part, again, I was able to get 4 other Discord members to get it so we can share the shipping fee of $18 and get it at a really good price. But the cooler part is the fact that the proceeds of this sale goes to charities for veterans and their families to help them during these tough times. So not only was I able to help charities, I was able to help some Discord members. I also got a great bottle as well. So it's a win for everybody. And how can you pass up on that? And the next whiskey I got, well, this was one of the hottest releases or the most anticipated release of 2025. And not only was I able to get one, I was able to help 4 other Patreon and Discord members get a bottle as well. That felt wonderful. It's gonna be Old Fitzgerald 7-year bottled and bond, and we were able to get this at High Times, actually High Proof up in Fullerton for $65 a piece. So this one was an in-store only pickup. The reason is because they wanted to see if they can keep this all local and to help the local people get this wonderful whiskey. But of course, I'm local, but a lot of my Patreon members are not. So I put up in Discord, I said, hey, if you order this for pickup, I could pick it up for you and hand it off as you need, because a lot of them are not from this area. And so what did I do? I did it. 4 other members were able to order it, pick it up, and I was able to hand it off most of it. And so it's really cool that we were able to coordinate that, get this great bottle, and at a reasonable price. And the next whiskey I got, well, this is one of the best reviewed whiskeys out there in recent months. And I really wanted it, but I couldn't really find a way. But as I did last time, I knew the delivery date of this liquor store. I just went in to buy some vodka, and you know what? It was sitting right there. It's going to be the Star Hill Farm or Maker's Mark, and I got this for $95 at Sail and Liquor up in Huntington Beach, California. So I know their delivery date and I know Chris. So during my lunchtime, I went to just say hi and pick up some vodka. And I was like, hey, did anything cool come in today? You know what? He's like, this just came in. So I was like, whoa, how much is it? $95. Boom. Now I missed this at Costco. They were selling it for $80, but you know what? I don't have a membership there. It's gonna be hassle to try to get it there. But hey, I was able to pick up my vodka, talk to Chris for a little bit, which was always fun, and pick up this great whiskey. So you know what? I had to do that. And the next whiskey I got, well, obviously I try to help other Discord and Patreon members get the bottles they want. But sometimes they actually help me get some of the bottles I want. And this one, I missed it last year. I couldn't find it at a reasonable price. For some reason, Scott was able to down in Texas. And I was like, you know what? If you're willing, I would love to get that bottle. It's gonna be Parker's Heritage, the 18th edition, the 14-year-old American malt whiskey, finished and heavy char reconstructed cognac barrels. That's a lot of words to say, but This one, I wasn't really that interested when it first came out or was first announced last year, right? I was like, American malt, reconstructed, cognac, well, that's just too much words, right? But a lot of reviews were great. And I actually trust a palate of my friends. His name is also David. And he said this is worth every cent. So I was like, damn, I kind of want it. And of course, it's $300, $400, $500 here around in this area. But Scout was able to find it for $250 in his local store. And he's like, I have a coupon for 10% off. So it ended up being $225 plus tax, plus a little bit of shipping. And you know what? Hey, not so bad, right? And so, you know what? I appreciate it. Thank you, Scott. I'm gonna do a review. I don't know how or why, but you know what? I'm gonna enjoy it, that's for sure. And the next whiskey I got, well, we were all sad when this brand we thought was kind of gonna die out. They had some personal situations and they split up and we're like, you know what? It's never gonna come back. But it came back and I was lucky to find it through Instagram. It's gonna be Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 15. And I got this for $230 up in high proof in Fullerton. So when Mark and Sherry Carter broke up, and it was a very public and I guess messy breakup, we thought Old Carter brand was dead. We didn't know if they were gonna liquidate it, it was gonna be gone, or at least dead as we know it. Somebody might have bought it, but it certainly wasn't gonna be run by Mark or Sherry Carter. Well, it ended up that Mark Carter was able to get some private equity money and rebuy the brand and I guess re-release it, right? So the first batches that came out was this, Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 14 and 15. Now, it seems like 15's the more well-reviewed batch, but again, they're very close. I'm pretty sure both are delicious. And I really wanted this because Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 12 was my Whiskey of the Year in 2023. So I love it. I've been waiting for it. It looks like I've been waiting 2 years for it. And you know what? Hopefully it was well worth the rate and the price. I'm gonna take a small break to ask you to do one favor, which is push that like button and fill up that thumb because it really, really does help me out. And to my Patreon YouTube members, oh, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. And the next whiskey I got, well, it's a brand I absolutely love, and it's in single barrel, and it's picked by a store that I absolutely trust. So with that combination and reasonable pricing, I had to get it. It's gonna be the Rare Character Single Barrel Series, the VTO, coming in at 9 years, 3 months, a little bit over 119 proof, and I got this at Sell In up in Huntington Beach, California for $130. Again, I love Rare Character. Everything they do seems to be fire. Now, sometimes their pricing is a little off, like we mentioned about that Brook Hill, but for $130 in this type of whiskey and from a store that I trust, well, you know what? I'm not gonna pass up on that. And the next whiskey I got, well, this is a whiskey that I really wanted, but it was released in 2021, so I never thought I would see it again, at least at reasonable prices. And so I never, even meant to look for it until I just got lucky and saw it at the store. It's gonna be the Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 8, and it has the age stated age 14 years. And I got this for $230 at Lucky One Liquor down in Mission Viejo. Now, I did have to buy $100 worth of non-allocated whiskeys up in the other shelf, but it includes a lot of great stuff like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof. Like it's like a make your own bundle, but it doesn't have to be some really low shelf standard stuff. It could be like Maker's Mark wood fitting that you could do a lot of ones that is just basically not on his allocated shelf. And so it's a really good deal in terms of that pricing, and especially if you get something like this that was released in 2021. Now, he also has the American Whiskey Batch 11 and 12, the Bourbon CA2, the older bourbons, a little bit of rye. Like he has a lot of old Carters, and any of those are $230 if you buy $100 worth of non-allocated stuff. So, and it's any of those batches, and it's first come, first serve. So if you want that, you might want to head down to Lucky One Liquor in Mission Viejo. And speaking of Lucky One, they went through a redesign, and Alex, the owner of Lucky One, put out all the whiskeys from his vault and bag, all that great stuff, and put it on this wall right here. Wow, that's a lot of great whiskeys. It even has like Pappy's, Old Fitz, the Parker's Heritage. He even has the King Kentucky, Michter's 20, and actually you can't see it, but in the bag, he also had the Michter's 25. He also has some great Japanese whiskeys and scotch. It's all there. Now, fair warning, if you're looking to buy these at retail prices, you're gonna be disappointed. Unless you buy a lot of non-allocated or shelf items or vodkas or beers, don't expect retail pricing on any of this. So if you're expecting that, I wouldn't go down. Now, if you want fair or reasonable prices, definitely take a visit and say hi to Alex at Lucky One. And because of that, because I've been going there for 2 years, almost twice a month, I actually got a dream bottle. It's gonna be the Parker's Heritage double barreled. I forgot what edition this was. I think it was released in 2022. Either way, I got this at Lucky One Liquor. Now, the price, I can't say. Alex, again, he's been seeing me for the last 2 years, basically twice a month, every month. And I bought, so many other stuff. Obviously, he also gave me some great whiskeys, but I was a loyal customer. So he gave me a loyal customer pricing on this. Was it retail? Oh, hells no, it wasn't retail. It was much more than retail. But was it, as expensive as other places that listed for $500, $600, $700? No, it was in between that area. So how close was it to the secondary? How close it was to retail? Well, I can't say. But what I'm trying to say is, if you go there and talk to Alex, and let's say today or tomorrow you go there, and and you've never been there before, and he says, hey, I want this bottle, and it's a price, he lists a price that you don't really like. Don't get mad, don't get flustered. What you want to do is you want to show him, hey, I'll be back. So you don't go, you don't buy it today, maybe you show up the week after, 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after, and then you come back and ask him again. And this time you maybe buy a Coke or buy a vodka or buy the whiskey that you've been needing for a shelfer. Now, when I say a shelfer, I don't mean like Buffalo Trace. I mean, he has some really nice stuff. You get Jack Daniel's Barrel Proof, 4 Gauge. He has the rare character for tuna that I actually loved. He has a lot of things that he considers shelfers. And maybe you want to pick up one of those and you can. Just like I have for the last 2 years. And so, again, building a relationship isn't like just you have to always buy everything from there. You don't have to buy all the store picks. You can literally just buy a Red Bull. You could literally buy just a bottle of water. I mean, you don't even have to buy anything. I think that's the key point. If you go there, talk to Alex, and just show him that you're gonna be a repeat customer before you get a great bottle and after you get a great bottle, he will be willing to work with you. So this, I can't wait to try it. I can't wait to open it. I don't know what occasion it will be for me to open this, but hey, it will be a great occasion for sure. So let me know in the comments, what's the great bottles that you picked up in the last couple of months? Or what's the ones that you missed on or passed on? Also, out of all the bottles you saw, which one do you want me to review the most? Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.